Happy Saturday, everybody. I've got 5 players that are going to absolutely shock you for Fantasy Football 2025. Big list. Stay to the end because the last one, it's a real shocker. Now, this could be good or bad. We're talking boom or bust type of shock. So maybe you draft a player super early and then you're like, oh man, he's shocked because he busted. Or you draft him later and he's shocked because he did really well. So 5 players ready to shock you right here, right now. I'm out here, tennis courts here. The kids are playing tennis here in the summer. We are getting ready, and I'm in the car just recording my content here. So it's gonna be a tennis rant per se, instead of picking up the kids after school rants. And I'm gonna keep the content rolling here for you daily. Make sure if you have not hit it yet, hit the subscribe button if you're new, smash it, and let me know a player that you think is going to surprise you. Make it ultra interactive in the comments. I want to make this super interactive, so hit the thumbs up, just hit all the bells and whistles, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, drop a comment, light it up everywhere, and let me know where you're from. I want to hear, because I appreciate all the listeners here. I want to know a little bit about you, where you're from, and what do you do. Remember that old kindergarten cop movie, Who is Your Daddy and What Does He Do? Well, kind of like that. It's a terrible accent, but who is your daddy and what do you do? No, seriously, what do you guys do? Where are you from? Drop it below. I want to get to know you guys as well because we share the same passion, so I want to make it interactive, all right? And grab 16 rounds. I've linked it below. It'll help you guys crush your league. 16 rounds is the game changer. It's literally giving you all the answers on an ironclad roster is what it is. You have to get it. I'm telling you, it's the game changer. You'll never look at rankings the same once you get it, okay? Linked it below. All right, first player that's going to shock you. Shock. And this is a song. I don't want to sing it because I'm a bad singer. Is it Shock to the Heart? I don't want to sing it. Okay. Is Puka Nacua. They ended up drafting a tight end as well to add to the mix. Terrence Ferguson. I'm not sure how much of a factor he is, but there's a sleeper tight end for you at the tight end position. But you brought in Adams. Now, Adams at the tail end of his career, still a guy that's going to demand the ball. I think it's an upgrade from where Cooper Kupp was there because Cooper Kupp can't stay healthy. He's at the tail end of his career. I'm not an Adams fan. Now, both these guys are coming off relatively high. I think Puka definitely round 1, and then Adams just 3 or 4 rounds later. Very expensive. Again, you kind of don't know who the one is. You would assume definitely that it's Puka. Puka's had his share of injuries. Great talent, but you are contending with the injuries, you're contending with Adams, the new rookie tight end, Kyron Williams catching a lot of the balls out of the backfield, and an aging quarterback in Matt Stafford. Now, I still think it's going to be a solid offense, and if Puka stays healthy, he could be a top performer. That being said, I'm still going running back in that first round when we're talking fantasy football draft strategy, and I'm going to be fading Puka Nacua because I think he's going to shock you in the sense that he's going to bust. I just don't trust the scenario. I don't trust the situation. How many balls is he going to see? And one more thing, it's all about mindset for me. And one thing about Puka that he said, I don't know, a couple months ago, I was reading an article or something. He came out and said that he's ready to start another sport. I think it was soccer or basketball, I think it was basketball at the age of 30. I mean, if you are a player in the NFL, that is your career. That's what you spent your whole life doing. And as early as 30, 30 kind of football is kind of grandpa years, but you still want to talk about leaving your sport when you haven't even hit the pinnacle of your sport. Don't you want to leave a legacy? Don't you want to do that in the sport that you grew up doing and you're getting paid really well to do? So again, Puka, a little bit concerning. I'm just not, I think he's really good. I just don't know that he's going to be a consistent producer. And I could be wrong. He's got a high ceiling, but I just don't trust the scenario. So Puka's going to shock you in regards to bust, okay? Another player that I think is going to bust. So player number 2, let's talk about him. He's going to shock you, and it's going to hurt, is Saquon Barkley. And I've talked about this before, and I think it's going to be more of the disappointment type of shock. We're talking Madden curse. We saw it happen with Christian McCaffrey. And people say, well, it didn't happen to guys like Mahomes and Josh Allen, whoever the other quarterbacks were. Well, quarterbacks tend to be a little more of a stable position when it comes to football. They tend to stay safer. They're a little more protected. They don't put their body on the line as much as a running back per se. But you've got Saquon coming off this astronomical MVP pinnacle type year. That's one. You got the Madden cover, and you got a Super Bowl hangover. I think he blew his load. Not only that, 2,000 yards rushing, only achieved with 9 other running backs. Very unlikely it's going to happen again. That being said, I still think he's in a great situation on a great offense. I think the tush-push works against him, obviously, because it's going to give more touchdowns to Jalen Hurts. But understand you are paying a top 2 pick for a guy coming off everything pinnacle. Right at the top of the mountain. It doesn't feel like there's another mountain up top because he did so well last year. So just be prepared for a regression. How much of a regression? I mean, an injury is possible as well. And I'm going to keep going back to my analogy. If you run across a highway that's busy with a lot of traffic, you may get past the first time, you may get past the second or third time, but eventually you're going to get smoked by a car. Do not do this. This is just a metaphor for the durability of running backs and how longevity and the law of averages, right? So Saquon, I love him. I think the talent is great. He came out and said that he believes in God, which I love. I'm a spiritual guy as well, Jesus first, but law of averages, dude. Like, he's like, I believe in God, I don't believe in curses. Now, it's not necessarily the curse, it's a probability thing with going across the street back and forth. I don't know, man. It's a little bit expensive. If I can fade him, I would. I'd rather go for a guy like Bajan, who is, I think, trending upwards, who came out and said he wants to have a Saquon type year. Those are my thoughts, okay? Number 3, another guy's going to shock the world, I think, is Trey Harris. I talked about him. I believe he is the one there in LA with the Chargers and Justin Herbert. I just posted a video on my Insta. If you're not following Insta, follow the #1 Instagram page for fantasy sports below and the truth of sports. And I'm telling you, man, I just feel that Trey Harris, he's going to be on the field a lot because they have no one else. Quentin Johnson just ain't it. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to scream about it. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe I am because the draft value is going to be great regardless. I get him after round 8. I'm getting the X receiver, the guy's going to be on the field a lot. In Trey Harris, Herbert's finally got the one that he wanted so badly when they tried to do that with Quentin Johnson, in the first round a couple years ago. But Trey Harris, man, I'm telling you, is absolutely the real deal. And Lad McConkey only thrived last year because of default, because he was the guy, there was no one else there, and by default, he was the one that got the volume. So I'm a believer that Trey Harris is going to get it done, and I love the opportunity and the talent, okay? Number 3, it's getting hot in here, and I had to roll the windows up. Let me get some air here because, it is hot. Just need fresh air here. Because I had to roll the windows up to keep it quiet because there's a main street here. There's a lot of cars going, and I want to keep the sound quality good. So I just want to get some air here, and we'll continue, okay? And I don't want to turn the air conditioning on because then it's like you got the air blowing into the speakers. Okay, so I needed that air. All right, so Trey Harris, love him. I think he's going to shock you in a good way. Great draft value, and I think he's the X receiver. He is the one, all right? Next guy, I've talked about him in a lot of videos. I'm going to continue to talk about him, is RJ Harvey. Now, this is great news. I want to give you an update. J.K. Dobbins was supposed to meet, and he did meet with the Broncos. They had dinner, and he met with the team, but he didn't walk out with a contract at the time of this recording. Now, that being said, I think the door might still be open, and I still think they want to keep that open because they want to see how R.J. Harvey does. They want to see if they believe in him and Estime and everybody else in that committee. But R.J. Harvey, you're getting him right now. If you absolutely want him at the time of this recording, you got to pay a 4th-round pick. Look for his ADP to rise as more news comes out. And as Dobbins not being signed, and more news coming out with this guy is doing good, look for his ADP to rise past the 4th round. Now, he could fall to 5 and 6, but it's unlikely. The way that I've been drafting, I'm drafting from the 9th spot, and the way that it turns, I have to get Harvey here in the 4th. If not, I'm going to miss out on him coming back. But Harvey, he's going to shock, I think, a lot of people, and hopefully in a good way because they need a workhorse. Now, they tend to run committees, but they drafted him in the 2nd round. Great talent, great cutting ability, great speed. RJ Harvey, look out. There could be something special there, and he'll shock you in a good way. Now, the last one, I told you it's going to be a bit of a shocker. Now, I'm all about rookie quarterbacks doing, as a backup on my team when I'm looking at draft strategy, not as my main quarterback because I anchor my team with an ace, right? But I think there's a huge, unique opportunity for Cam Ward to absolutely be a top 5, top 10 quarterback. Let me tell you why. They drafted him with high draft capital. He's going to be the starter. I don't care about Levis. They just say that he's competing with them, whatever. That's BS. He's starting. They brought in great rookie, potential great rookie wide receivers, Elik Ayamanor, the other guy, Restipo, whatever his name is. Listen, I'm butchering names here, but I don't care. But the main thing is Calvin Ridley. Him and him have been connecting in mini camp here, summer camp, or whatever you want to call it, OTAs. They've been throughout, as soon as they got together, they've been connecting. Ridley's a guy that demands the ball. They got some weapons. Pollard out of the backfield. Not too excited about their running back game. But this guy's known for his accuracy. Now, one thing that I hesitate with rookie quarterbacks is their accuracy. Are they going to throw a lot of picks? This guy can mitigate that risk by just being an accurate passer, which he is. So I think that he's going to do really well this year. Do I trust him as my ace quarterback? Absolutely not. I don't. You definitely want to, I'm going to open the door here. You definitely want to get an ace quarterback and use him as a backup quarterback, okay? Listen, I love upside quarterbacks. I was the guy that drafted Pat Mahomes the year Pat Mahomes broke out. He was my backup quarterback. And I think Cam Ward is giving me that vibe. And I made a bold prediction and a hot take that he will beat Jaden Daniels in fantasy points this year, as Jaden Daniels could regress it. He's very expensive draft capital, and this guy's ascending. He's going up, and you can get him later, okay? So I think there's going to be a lot of shock going on this year in general. There always is in fantasy, but I think these are 5 guys that could either let you down or really, really make you happy. And again, great value for guys like Trey Harris and Cam Ward, who've got massive ceilings, right? Like, these guys are high draft capital players, great talent, great situations. They're going to be on the field a lot, and you get them for an amazing value. So that's what I'm talking about, right? So boomer bust players there for you here on the Saturday. I hope you guys have an outstanding weekend. The sun is shining here in the Northeast. I'm going to enjoy the weather, get back to tennis, and listen, make sure you guys grab the 16-round drafts, which you guys will be very, very, very happy. I've linked it below. Have yourself an outstanding day. Think smart, grab 16 rounds, and drop a comment below. Let me know where you're from. I'm out.